Dishonest neighbor finds himself unable to sell his house. This isn't my pro-revenge but my father's who escalated his petty revenge to all-out professional. Also I am on mobile so apologies for any formatting issues. Also this turned out to be a little longer than expected. Years ago my neighbor was trying to sell his house during the fall and he was selling it for incredibly more than it was worth. Almost 6 figures higher. To make the property seem worth that figure he would wake up early in the morning and take a leaf blower and blow the leaves past his front lawn into our backyard and then some, making it seem like his front yard went all the way to our driveway and also included our beautiful tree older than all the homes in the area combined. We never had a backyard fence because his kids were my age and we'd all play on the swing attached to that tree together. We were all cool. My dad wasn't too keen on this because he didn't want to get in a property dispute with the new owner, so he found the official property lines and guess what? His front lawn ended about 3 feet from his house. So my dad bought some little stakes with orange ribbon and hammered them into the ground to show where the actual property line was. Next day they were gone, thrown into the woods that surround us. My dad fetched them, nailed them back in and knocked on the door asking him to cut the shit. Next day gone once again with a passive-aggressive note on our door. My dad is a rather intimidating guy when frustrated and he was apparently just scared to be confrontational, saying we need to just be cool with it and let him do his scam so he can sell the house. My dad then decided to up the ante and went to a hardware store and bought 4 12-feet iron rods, took out his ladder, and used the backside of an axe to nail it about 8 to 9 feet into the ground and then watered the grass or did something so it couldn't just be yanked right out. So now there were just 4 ugly rods poking out of the lawn with bright orange ribbon tied to the top. My family goes away for a weekend, came back Monday and all 4 are gone, tossed into the woods, and our backyard in those 4 spots are trashed with little holes from when he spent hopefully a long time digging those bad bois up. Obviously my dad was furious and he just silently stood there for about 20 minutes with a burning rage deep inside, and our entire family could him scheming. He turned around, hopped back in the car and disappeared for hours only to return with a tow truck coming behind him. He popped over to a junkyard, found essentially a frame of a car and bought it for its worth in metal, and then had it shipped to his backyard, which he plopped just before the property line. My dad walked into our house like a great conqueror saying let's see him throw that into the woods. The neighbor showed up later that afternoon followed by prospective buyers who just stood in his driveway gawking at the junker 4 feet from the house. He tried to brush it off and as soon as they left he came over just yelling about how he was going to call the cops on us and home association for depreciating the value of his property, to which my dad said sure, go ahead and I'll let them know about what you've been pulling for the past few weeks. Eventually they came to the agreement that the junker would leave the yard if he paid to have it removed and shipped away, and ever since then he stopped messing with the yard and stopped messing with the leaves. TLDR, neighbor was being a nuisance with the property line, so my dad found an immovable object to match his unstoppable force.